Every gilded cage is built with walls of comfort. The only question is what you're paying for them.
Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to tear apart the systems that make our world feel so impossibly complex. And we'll explore how the simple act of just demanding clarity, well, that might be the most rebellious thing you can do.
Okay, let's just dive right in with a question that I'm sure hits home for a lot of you. We're all told that a six-figure salary means you finally made it. But does the reality actually feel like the dream?
So we start with this number. For decades, right? This has been the gold standard for success. 100 grand. It's not just a salary, it's a symbol. It's supposed to mean you're comfortable, you're secure. And then, bam, reality check. After the system takes its slice, and then another slice, and then another, that impressive number just shrinks. For a single person, what you actually take home is often a lot closer to this. It's a huge gap between the story and the actual cash in your pocket.
So how does this magic trick work? Well, it's not just one thing. It's a whole web of complicated, kind of opaque systems all layered on top of each other. You've got taxes, insurance, retirement. Each one is confusing on its own. But you put them all together, and they create this thick fog that hides a very simple truth: how much money you actually have to live on.
And here's the kicker. This kind of confusion, it's not a bug, it's a feature. It's a symptom of a much, much bigger strategy. For more than a century, really smart people have known that engineering complexity is one of the best ways to manage society itself.
I mean, check this out. Edward Bernays is one of the godfathers of public relations, was shockingly blunt about it way back in 1928. He basically argued that an invisible government of smart elites was needed to guide the public because, he saw most people as irrational and easy to sway.
Now, fast forward a few decades, and you get guys like Chomsky and Herman who updated this idea for the modern age. Their propaganda model is all about how mass media can shape what we all talk and think about without any obvious government censorship.
They laid out these 5 filters that basically everything we read or watch gets squeezed through. Who owns the media company? Who's paying the bills with ads? Where are they getting their info from? Who's going to attack them if they step out of line? And what's the big overarching idea of the day? Altogether, these filters quietly build a consensus, making some ideas seem totally normal and others just crazy.
And this is really the key, right? This isn't just about the news you consume when you're an adult. Oh no. Our training to just accept these complicated top-down systems, it starts way, way earlier.
There's this term sociologists use, the hidden curriculum. It's everything you learn at school that's not on the syllabus. It's all the unwritten rules, the norms, the values. It's the answer to the question, what are we really learning in school?
So, while the official curriculum is teaching us math and science, the hidden one is teaching us to be on time, to do what we're told without question, to know our place in the pecking order, and to just fit in. The whole system was kind of designed to create good, obedient workers for factories, not critical thinkers who demand things make sense. It just begs the question, what would an education system that teaches clarity as a virtue actually look like?
Okay, so take all those old school principles of control and now put them on steroids. That's our world today. The new architects of confusion aren't just guys in suits anymore. They are algorithms.
Let's be real, your social media feed isn't there to make you smarter. It's designed to get you hooked. It uses this psychological trick called a dopamine loop. It's the exact same principle that makes slot machines so addictive. Every time you scroll, you're pulling a lever, hoping for that little reward. A like, a funny video, a comment.
And the scary part is how good these platforms are at it, because they literally weaponize your own brain against you. The algorithm figures out what you already think and then builds a nice cozy echo chamber for you. It learns what makes you angry and feeds you outrage to keep you engaged. It taps right into your FOMO, your fear of missing out, leaving you scrolling and reacting, with absolutely no time left to just think.
So after you see how all this stuff is built to confuse us, to control us, to keep us hooked, you arrive at a really powerful idea. In a world that is engineered to be complex, the simple, honest act of demanding that things make sense, that becomes an act of rebellion.
Think about it like this. What's the difference between charity and justice? Charity feels good, right? It makes us feel like we're helping. But justice? Justice asks a much simpler but much harder question. Why is the charity even needed in the first place? Justice goes after the root cause, and that is a much more rebellious thing to do than just putting a Band-Aid on the problem. Which brings us to a really tough, personal question you gotta ask yourself. Selling out isn't some big, dramatic movie scene. It's 1,000 tiny little compromises we make every day. For comfort, for an easy life, to be accepted. It's a slow chipping away of who we really are, and we pay for it by staying silent. What are you trading away just to fit in?
Okay, so if we're going to join this simplicity rebellion, what are our tools? What's our battle plan? Well, we need a whole new curriculum, a new set of skills that are designed for clarity, not for conformity.
Yeah, exactly. If that old hidden curriculum was all about learning to sit down and shut up, this new curriculum has to be about standing up and asking why. The single most important skill you can have in this world of digital chaos is media literacy. We just need a simple, reliable way to cut through all the noise.
And one of the most powerful and honestly simplest tools for this is something called the SIFT method. It's just 4 easy steps. First, just stop. Before you get outraged, where you hit share, just pause for a second. Then investigate the source, like who is actually telling you this? Next, find other coverage to see what other people are saying. And finally, trace the claim or the quote back to its original context. This is it. This is how you start to practice clarity as a habit.
And that leaves us right here. We're living in a world that actually rewards being confusing. Jargon, buzzwords, complexity. They're all tools used to maintain power and keep people out. So in a world like that, is the most radical, most rebellious thing you can possibly do just to look at a system, at an idea, at a policy, and say, this doesn't make sense. Explain it to me. Simply.